I'll introduce these gentlemen before us right now. We have Armand Del Rosario, who still plays and is considered one of the oldest players in the UFL. I'm sorry about that. We have third coach ever of Kaya, Kale Alvarez. We have Rudy Del Rosario, one of those who now with the Homeless World Cup and one of those who started Kaya. And Mr. Chris Hagedorn, who was also instrumental in helping put this football club together. Now, what brings us today here at the LBC offices is this unique exhibition match featuring Kaya greats and the current team. And the idea behind this, so that you know, is to present the longevity of this club. Football, as you all know, is still in its growing phase here in the Philippines, and what we want to do is to be able to present not just the UFL, not just football, but also Kaya, that they've been around. And these gentlemen here will not only talk about the game that will be next Sunday, September 9th, at the BGC Turf at 8 p.m. They're also here to talk about where this club, how this club started, and where this unique game. So we'll open first with statements from all these gentlemen, and then we'll open it up to everyone for questions. We'll start off with these two gentlemen here. Can you tell us about first Kaya, how it got started, and those days? Compare it.
Yeah. Well, Kaya started in 1996, no? Because we were previously formed as the Empire East, FC or something, no? And then at the last moment, about a week before the tournament, the PFF Cup, they suddenly pulled out. So, we said, we're already in here, why don't we push through with it? No? So we did, and we played our first tournament in 1996 as Kaya. We played Navy in the finals. I remember we played Navy in the finals and lost to them because back then there was still the golden goal rule, no? So at extra time it was drawn at 2-2, I think, and then Navy unfortunately scored first. But back then Navy was still one of the strong teams, no? As compared to now. Pero before 1996, there was already a group called Bob and the Whalers, no? That was formed at ISM, right, through Bob Kovac. In fact, Chris was in that team, Phil, Besa, Rene Comprendio, This is actually the roots of Kaya.
When you say ISM, that's International School of Manila, so we're very clear in that one.
Because that was our only training venue. Every Wednesday nights, we'd get together at the old campus in Kalayaan, the old international school. And that's where I first met Armand, Ali, package deal to mga doon. Sabi ko, kapilido ko, pwede yan. Diba? So yun, they got on board. And that started with a few people playing indoor soccer. And then eventually it grew to so many that we had to wait, If you're not winning, you have to sit it out and wait. Because there's the 2-goal rule.
Chris, how about you? How did your involvement? I understand you went to IS also?
I went to international school.
Okay.
But then I left for the US to go to college. I got back in 1995, December 95. And I had been friends with Rudy and Mr. Kovac, Bob Kovac, prior to leaving for college. Played football with them quite a bit when I was 16 years old onwards. So when I got back, they were still playing the one night a week in international school, futsal basically. And the 2-goal rule is you score 2 goals, the team that wins stays on the court, new team comes in. So we can get about 20 players to at least play that night from different teams. So December 95, I come back, I've graduated, and they're still now forming Kaya. Finally forming Kaya from Empire East. So I'm like, Rude, Bob, what's the definition of Kaya? Okay, is it Jamaican Kaya or is it the Filipino definition of kaya, what we can. Basically, we can achieve things. So I'm like, I think we gotta go with kaya, the Filipino definition. Let's stick to that, guys. So, but
It's perfect.
two words. I mean, basically, it's achievement. Core values of kaya: achievement with integrity. Basically, puts it all together. Meaning, we value respect towards each other. We value friendship. We value hard work, and we can achieve basically anything we put our heart and mind to. Just making sure we follow the rules of the game. And we've lived by that, starting with trying to achieve and compete with the armed forces. Because that was always the most difficult achievement. How are we going to beat the armed forces in 11-a-side? We went through the NCRFA Super Cup a few times, right?
Yeah.
A few different 11-a-side tournaments. We only practiced in the futsal court, but we kept practicing. We met Anton De Rosario, Ali Bromeo, a few other players. Ali was actually a goalie when he started in the futsal. But obviously very good goalie, and then, hey, you actually know how to play forward. Now he's playing defense, right?
Chris, Rudy, can you share the initial lineup, at least one of those starting lineups? Sino ba yung original kaya? Sino ba yan?
Yung transition team, I
He was
remember.
the striker. He was the best striker.
Of course, Bob Kovac, Lupoy, John Ray Bilaong, Lloyd
Lim.
Lloyd Lim,
The late
Jade Behemino, who's coaching now in Jade Behemino,
Jade Behemino.
women's coach. Gil Talavera. Yeah. We had faculty members of ISM, di ba? Arnie Tangerlin, the late Arnie Tangerlin. And ever since back then, we already had an international flavor. It's a connection with the with the ISM, because we get in good
Teachers.
high school players, di ba? Like
Right.
what's his name, Michael?
Sawyer or something?
Yeah. Some of these really, extraordinary players from ISM. We start them young and let them play with us. Kaya, that's always been how Kaya was.
Nitch
Diba?
Severino.
Nitch Severino was
Maxi
there.
Abad played for
Cleng Gacacho.
Glenn Cagacho.
Our goalie back then was a former national Cordoba, si Sherlock Cordoba was the
Sherlock played
first.
for you?
Yes, the first keeper in 1996.
Commentator.
So Rizal Canelo.
Yeah. Well, and always we had members from the national team. No? Like Sherlock Cordoba was one of the good goalkeepers in the past. And since back then, I remember we've always been the colorful team. Diba? We chose the color yellow, red, green. And there was even one time you were wearing one green and one red socks. That was during the time of Chris Monfort. And I remember Chris telling us, "Don't change your socks. We need the same." It's funny, But Chris Monfort actually loved us, back then. We put color in the games. Kahit talo, may sabi nga si our late founder, Lupoy, said, "Kahit talo, panalo." And I've always kept that attitude in me. That's only the result, diba? But what did you really derive from the game? Did you really enjoy it? And that's the point of the game, diba? We always tell our kids, our Kaya kids, have fun and win. Because double happiness yan. And if you had fun and then you won, then, diba?
Okay, before we turn it over to media, we'll hear from these two gentlemen. Coach Kale, your involvement in Kaya, when did it start? Did you start out as a player? How did it happen?
Well, I officially joined Kaya as a player first, back in 2006. That's when I came back from Australia. Then played with them. Back then the head coach was Hans Smith. Then, yeah, I can see Rudy and Chris are always supporting the whole team. You know, it was always fun. After the games, we'll stay behind, you know, have some dinner, have a couple of drinks. And then I left the team for a few years, did my own thing. Then came back as an assistant coach and as a player under Juan Cotillas. Then just early this year, when Juan Cotillas retired, I filled in his shoes, and then right now I'm the coach of the team.
The third coach.
Third
in
coach.
Kayak history.
Mm.
Officially, but
There's a few coaches, but
But
Officially, for
Officially.
UFL standards, I think, yeah.
Officially.
Yeah.
Because back then, when we were starting, we didn't really have a coach.
Puro player lang.
Yeah.
Ang first 11, the first 11 that arrived.
Ah, ganun ba?
Oh, so yung gusto talaga maglaro, agahan nila, di ba?
Oh, man.
no, but what we made clear when I got back is no more playing coach. And I had kind of retired already when I was in college from football, so I was like, I will coach. Bob, you just play. Rudy, you just play. Let's get rid of that playing coach so we have a little bit more focus on the game.
Any truth to the rumor that Kaya is a Borneo team?
No.
Look at the mix. Look at the colors. They represent different nationalities. That's the colors in the ball of us getting together. That's the definition of respect for all nationalities.
I started, started 2001, 2002, about 2001 with Kaya. It's been about 12 years that I've been with Kaya. You know, started playing in ISM there, futsal. And I was still in LaSalle at the time, but then when LaSalle was off season, I went over and played with Kaya. And then, you know, it was fun. It was always a good group of guys and very competitive. And you always want to play with those competitive guys, those ones that have experience. Rudy was with the national team, so you always look up to those players, right? And I had just started with the national team then, and you know, from futsal to the 11 side, to the ASCAL side. And you know, you always want to peg yourself against the best players and be around them and learn from them. And that's what was always nice about Kai. You had guys like Rudy. Even Fred started about the same time, maybe a little before me with Kai FC. You had guys like Marco Nieto, Paulo Lobregat were there, and they all played with the national team. And it was fun. It was good times and a great experience.
Okay, before we pass it to the media, how did this match come about? These Kaya veterans versus Kaya FC.
Well, the match came about because of a brainstorming session with you.
You can leave me out of it.
But in all honesty, it's something that I think Chris and us have been wanting to do for a while. It's just we've never come around to actually putting it together. Kaya, we call us each other a family. You know, when you've been in Kaya, you're always Kaya. You're part of the family. You ask players who have played, like Izu El Habib, Badge El Habib, Tating. These guys are going to be coming back from their teams now to play with us in this game. You're part of Kaya. Once in your life, you'll always be a part of Kaya. We're a family. You know, and I think Rudy and Chris can attest to that. We don't have any animosity towards anybody really. You know, we're one big unit, and it'll be fun. It's something we want to do on a yearly basis, to be honest with you. And it's nice that we, you know, in such short notice, we're able to put something together like this. And the vets have responded, you know, happily and you know, ready to play. So. It's nice.
So offhand, who's going to be playing for the veterans team, and who will be coaching? Chris, you want to answer that? Take note,
Who will
guys.
be playing?
Yeah.
Well, there's a number of past players that I think Tating Pasilan, Izu and Bads, I think we would like them to play.
Yeah, I've actually talked to them in the...
Val,
Yeah, Val.
You're playing Rudes?
I'm playing...
Rudy, of course, Mikey Carrion.
Freddy Gonzalez said he'd show.
But yeah, Freddy is a member of your team. Used to be. Diba?
Freddy's a member.
Yeah. Who else? Who else?
Really, San Agustin.
Freddy's
Who's going to be keeper? Who's keeper?
Phil Aguilar.
My brother, Philip.
Phil.
Phil's going to be keeper.
Yeah.
You got to write that down, guys. Phil Aguilar at goal.
But there's Freddy's San Agustin. There's a few goalies we've had In the past, there
Actually,
were
Tats
still
Mercado was
Tats
also
Mercado.
one of our first, before he went to Air Force.
Yeah.
The Tonog brothers played a bit with Kaya,
You know what? We have some Army guys
even
there,
Norman
just little.
Frigidero.
So
Norman-
who's going to
Norman-
be showing up for the game? Who's going to be showing up?
Well,
Aside from
We're gonna have to start recruiting after
Yeah.
this press con.
Well, I've already talked to a couple of guys. No?
the first 11 that arrives will be it. Are you going back to your roots?
Yeah, exactly. No practice.
Ali,
Back to
Ali
the
Go
roots.
said he would come. Ali Rojas.
Ali Go and
Yeah.
Ali
Yeah.
Rojas.
But Ali Go, Ali
That's one
Rojas.
person.
Same person.
You know Ali Rojas,
Yes,
Ali
yes.
Go. That's one we say.
Yeah.
So he's coming from Bacolod. He said.
That's why Kale's
He's now with
getting
FC
nervous. Can you see
Builders.
Kale? He's already getting nervous. With our team.
This is not gonna be a friendly match. This is gonna
Are
be
you
competitive.
That's why I told you
This
have
will
to be careful.
competitive.
Injuries.
We have one homeless World Cup player who's now playing with Global, Lexter,
Lexter. He played with
Lex
Kyle
will be
also.
good.
who will,
He played with Kyle
who
also.
I told to show up.
Yeah.
So, Coach, you said it's not going to be a friendly match at all.
It'll be friendly after, when the beer comes in. But it's at the pitch.
I
That's
don't
gonna
think
be.
Chris is going to be happy about that.
So that's why I can't be coach. Maybe we'll ask Hans to coach.
No, we're a fun team, but don't get us wrong. When we were on the pitch, that whole 90 minutes, we mean
Like I
business.
said, accomplishment, achievement with integrity.
Of
guys.
course, you see a lot of
Be
smiles, diba?
loyal,
you have to be
Because
friends.
we're enjoying the game, but a game is a game.
All right, so all in all, for everyone's benefit, how many Kaya, current and past Kaya, can we expect? And are you bringing out?
Alvin Ocampo.
I talked to him.
Are you bringing out your former jerseys? What's this? What's going on? Tell us about it.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, I think.
I don't have any of my old guys
No, well,
jerseys.
I have a bunch. I think what we can do is we'll ask all the former players to bring all their old jerseys, so we can put on
If we can
display
get
there.
enough jerseys, 15 jerseys, I think we can use the jerseys. So you guys just wear black.
I know
Since you're gonna be
someone
mourning after the
who
game.
keeps a complete set.
Morning after the
You know who completes
We're just gonna play
set?
defense.
Si Martin Legarda has all the
But
the jerseys from the start until he left.
Anyways.
But then I have about 6-7 jerseys at home also. So I'll bring. And then we can do over the
Just bring black because that's the only color we didn't use when we were in our colorful winning days. But you're gonna be wearing yellow and red now, right? The new year.
Right. Okay, so we'll open it up first to these guys. If you have any questions for these gentlemen in front of you.
Sir Bong. Anong year kayo nag-ano? When did you kaya make the Nomads your home turf for a while?
Nomads. Nomads.
Yeah.
When did it change?
Well, at least your home turf.
From international school, we.
when IS closed.
For a while.
Yeah,
We moved to Fort.
Yeah.
No, when many of our players started working, so they could only practice at night. So, Nomads started probably year 2000. We started to practice at night in
I
Nomads.
think later, because
The UFL started in 2003, the first UFL league.
Yeah, and we were already training in the Nomads.
because when I came on board, it was just ISM first, and for like almost a year.
But we played sometimes in
Yeah,
Nomads.
but regularly was a little after.
Yeah, maybe
But we
after.
did Ultra also for a while.
Correct.
And what everybody doesn't know is Kaya was the first ever UFL champion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Diba? Back then.
If you go to the UFL's birth,
Yeah.
basically, it was born in 2003.
2003.
Obviously, the partnership with the Football Alliance was in 2009.
Who did you play the finals then?
No, it was a league.
A league siya.
League.
Oh,
It was
so
league.
number
It
of
was
Who were the
league.
teams
With
participating?
Union was already there, Pasagan. Because
Archers.
basically, this is the tournament for exclusive clubs lang exclusively.
No,
and not the armed forces. The armed force players were imports.
Yeah, we had.
No, what,
Diba?
well, what happened is the entrance fee to tournaments in the past would be like 3,000 pesos.
Magkano na ngayon sa UFL?
The UFL in 2003, it was the first time we moved it up to 15,000. So, to communicate and work with our armed forces, we felt was going to be a little bit difficult to get that entrance fee payment. So what we did was we opened the UFL clubs to recruiting armed forces players for their teams. which a few teams did get, armed forces players. And then we opened the substitution to 9 subs per game. And that's how the UFL started, basically.
This is of course a benefit match. Of course, who are going to be your beneficiaries?
It's not so much of a benefit match right now.
Oh.
Right now, we put it together last minute.
Oh,
It's more of a reunion match. It's more,
okay.
Let's get guys together and show because we have a lot of rookies, a lot of new guys. They don't know the culture, they don't know the players
In
and
other
the
words,
history.
they do not know the historical perspective
Exactly.
of Kaya.
So you have Ascals now. Let's say Sabio, Berkey, and these guys. They're Kaya, they're Ascals, but they don't know the history of Kaya. We can help mold them and say, Kaya, we're family, we're like this, we're like that. But they won't know it
And
until they
I
see
think
these guys.
What's important is, yes, the history, but the culture of Kaya, it has been consistent and disappeared a few years, a few months. But what's happened when Kale has taken over this team, he's brought it back completely. That's why I feel the team is achieving. It achieved 2nd place last year. Mid-year, he took over the team. And it's not just his technical knowledge as a coach, but his ability to make people work together, treat each other properly, respect towards each other and the coach.
He used to play what position? Kale.
Kale, I think he was more on the deep.
Right wing.
Wing to.
Kaya.
I wasn't part of Kaya management when Kale was playing, because I had left for 2 years to work. And Hans and Chris Lozano were managing the team.
Is Chris going to be playing? Chris Lozano?
That'll be a tough one. We'll see. I've called them and.
He switched sports na basketball. Chris.
You know, Chris is trying. He was an amazing player when he played, and he left pretty much at the top of his game. And I think we were champions the year he left, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We were.
And so I think he wants to end on that note. You know.
So can you, Chris, everyone, can you name for everyone's benefit what are the championships of Kaya so far? Whatever league, whatever it is.
Well,
Alaska Cups, how many, all the different.
There's already
UFL,
so much, but I'd say the main ones would be
UFL, let's
UFL.
start with UFL. There's 3, 2003, 2004, and 2009. 2009. It's 3 UFL championships. The old UFL, right? Then UFL partners with the Football Alliance. Air Force wins twice, Global wins once. Kaya's won a few Alaska Cups.
PLDT 7-a-side challenge, you guys.
3 to 4 Alaska Cups.
There was the Adidas 6-a-side in Ateneo.
We won the first.
National
Chris won
champions.
4 Cup.
We won the Kia Cup yesterday.
We won the Kia Cup yesterday. We have a list of, but the cups that I think I'm proud of are the ones I just
The
mentioned.
big ones, yeah.
And then the NCR Cup that Chris Lozano
Yeah.
and Hans and Mikey ended up coaching that last game.
When was this? NCR Cup.
It was the NCR Cup. I think they won it in 2008.
2007, 2008.
2007. Which involved the Armed Forces teams.
We beat Air Force in the finals.
Remember, what was the score?
3-2. Really, it was really a close fought match.
Sila Chiefy na to?
Oh,
Yes, yes.
Sila na.
Chiefy, Ian.
That's the beginning of the Ascot days. At least
That wasn't that goal for them.
He was.
That's keeper.
fit. Skin
I mean,
pa rin.
Kaya, I think, developed a close relationship with the Armed Forces teams. One of the first clubs that from outside the Armed Forces that started to develop friendships and respect towards each other.
We had a lot of armed forces. Jimmy Donia played with us for a little bit. didn't he?
Yeah,
Jimmy
Then we had
Donia.
the Fitzgeralds. Phil, who plays with Army now, played with us.
Well, Lobaton.
Lobaton played with us for a while.
Lobaton played for us.
Yeah,
here
they
in
played for us.
Seven-a-side.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had a lot of armed forces players that when the armed forces aren't allowed to play in tournament, and you're allowed to recruit 1, 2, 3 armed forces players, you know, they.
So is Lobaton going to be playing Sunday?
I don't know.
I'm sure he'll play if I ask him.
Yeah, we'll call him.
He's your coach.
You know, back then,
IS coach.
back then when we didn't have an influx of like the foreign players now, no? Yung pinaka-imports na clubs were the armed forces.
guys,
The
oh.
Chiefy, di
Do you
ba?
remember Jimmy Donya?
Yes, sir.
He was an amazing
He was in the
player.
national team
He was
also.
good.
Okay, so what can people expect on Sunday?
Kai FC to kick
Fun
Kai
match.
Beta ass.
A lot of football.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be
A
fun.
lot of classic football pieces.
It'll be fun. It'll
No.
be fun.
What
Bring
do you
out
say,
all the
what do you say to
jerseys.
that challenge, Chris?
I'm just scared for them because I gotta practice for the
Is
UFL.
that the same answer, Chris? Is that the same answer?
Say, be careful.
Uh-oh.
Because you're my team, and now I'm gonna have to challenge you and show you.
You know,
Those are-
sometimes
those are
it's
fighting
actually
words.
good. You know, sometimes it's good, you know, for the old guys to teach the young ones a little, you know, a little
Just no
something about
injuries. My only thing is I don't want to injure
how to
them.
really play the game.
Okay, any particular rules? Is it flying substitution?
We're applying we're applying the 40 above rule, no offside.
Release there by the goalie.
And then we score three.
Are we allowed to write that?
I'm just kidding. We follow the laws.
No, we follow the rules of the game. But
Yeah.
maybe we'll go back
Just
to
a
something.
substitution.
Flying sub.
Just the
Flying
substitution.
Flying sub.
But everything else
It's
will
gotta
be
be
the
fun,
same.
right?
How old are you now, Rudy?
Turning 43 this month.
Condition pa rin, no? You see him in the Clear Dream match?
I actually played 4 games yesterday at the FIA Cup.
God.
Played it. Oh. I'm practicing for this, for Sunday. In fact, I got a taste of what's in store because I played with Kaya A, the champions of FIA Cup, was in the same group as Leyte. I played for Leyte FC. They got me to play with them. So,
Kahapon
Yeah.
yun, 7 aside. O 11.
Seven aside.
Seven aside.
Seven
In the Kia,
aside.
in the Kia Cup
Kia Cup.
yesterday.
in
Seven
ACC.
Okay, given the changes in the UFL and football here in the Philippines today, how far has Sky come? Ano yung biggest difference? Sabi niyo before, entrance fee, 3,000, di ba? What else are the changes back then, right? Who was watching back then, Chris? Who's watching?
Our wives,
Me and my
girlfriends.
our pets, parents, that chase around at Ateneo Field, di ba maraming puno?
Isa na ako
You
dun.
were there.
I was there.
In Longnuts?
No, we were about what, 20 people watching, max?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the early 2000 in the years.
So you like what you saw like in the last playing day, the second to
Yeah.
last playing day of the UFL when Grand
So the result,
Yeah,
It was
definitely.
shocking.
So actually, I remember now back in the old days, because we would train at Kalayaan, di ba? At the Kalayaan campus. We'd make tickets, free drinks, and we'd go around the bars in Burgos. Namimigay kami stubs, and Bob would bring a load of these girls and guys. And we'd have actually a fan club from Burgos Street, bar girls. Oh,
It should be, is that printable?
maybe not. Off the record.
Off the record, guys, I heard that.
I mean, what's something that to think about for the press to understand is the UFL was really developed to kind of like a shortcut approach instead of going to the grassroots and training kids to play football. It was, let's hopefully get a championship team, which the Ascals obviously performed really well the last Suzuki Cup and helped football a great deal. Thank goodness there's also the UFL that existed when the Ascals performed well in Suzuki Cup, and now are coming together. Even the Philippine Football Federation and the UFL are working together now for men's football in general. But what's happening there is all these clubs are now preparing grassroots academies that I think will prove to grow in the future, right?
Yeah.
And I think football, of course, now the main thing is to help the children, to train them, and to let them know that it is a fun sport, it is a disciplined sport, it teaches you teamwork, it teaches you, gives you friendships, and you'll learn, everybody will learn a lot. And it is a great sport for the Filipino. And now that the men's teams have been doing well, the kids already have something to look at, have a goal to reach, to become like the Alis or the Chifis of the Philippines.
Basically, the popularity of the sport is becoming like how basketball is now in the country. At least now they can look forward to playing after college. Back in the day, there's only a few club teams who can, really compete in a few competitions.
In other words,
now,
you're telling us there's now a career in football.
Exactly.
I've been in football long enough, and I didn't ever imagine that football will get this big in my lifetime.
In our lifetime.
And I'm so glad I'm still around to see it happening. And going back to Kaya, we were built on brotherhood. In fact, our Alibata symbol is a Ka and a Ya. The Ka stands for togetherness, unity, di ba? And the Ya is sort of shaped like a key. So it's key to unity or key to brotherhood. And since back then and until now, that's what Kaya does. It brings people together. There's a big fan club now. The last time I saw Kaya play, I never even saw this in happening to the club that we started 15 years ago. No?
From when us having to pay out of our own pocket to
Yeah.
practice,
Yeah.
We would chip
You
in
go to
for
practice,
entry fees,
everyone has to put in out
uniforms.
their own money.
There was even a time we would print our own numbers on our jerseys. Kami na lupoy, di ba? Yeah.
No, and I don't want to brag about Ali Borromeo because he might kick me. But the truth is, Ali, I think, was able to bridge the relationship between the local players and the foreign players that were part of the Philippine team. And I think he created a good relationship for that ASCAL team, which helped them win the Suzuki Cup. Obviously, the skill mattered, the coach mattered, but you need the team to work together and to respect each other. And I don't know if it's true that he did that, but I have a feeling Ali played a critical role
Hybrid kasi si Ali.
in doing that.
Yes, he has your American training, but still can identify with the
he
locals.
can work with everybody.
Maganda, no?
But he's a
Ali.
very quiet guy and
Yeah.
very disciplined. And he does.
He commands respect. Sabi mo nga, wag mo sabihin, baka lumaki yung pero he doesn't eh. Ano lang, it's just who he is eh.
Right.
Hindi, kaya nga yung
Obviously, he had the support of Anton de Rosario with him, so and the other players that started to respect him that made it work. But you need a leader in every team. You need a good coach.
You were saying developmental football. Is Kaya having clinics now for children?
Actually, we have an academy.
Academy.
It's being run by Arman.
But
Okay.
even before all this, back then
Yeah, yeah.
we'd travel, we'd go to Clark Air Base, do a clinic there, leave balls. We've always felt it our duty to just spread the sport we love, di ba?
Has this guy played abroad? At the tournament abroad?
Well, Bob Kovac, has lived in Hawaii and in Thailand. So he has created different Kaya
branches.
abroad, franchises basically abroad.
Like LBC.
Is that by design, Chris?
That's basically what he's doing. You can't really stop Bob from spreading Kaya because he just loves it so much that he's creating teams.
As long as he's there playing with them, it's
Yeah, as long as he gets to play.
Have you heard from Bob about this reunion?
I just emailed him.
Alright.
I told him I wish I can get you back here. Maybe I will find a way to get him back here. He's in Thailand now.
Wow.
Yeah, he teaches in
Hopefully he
Thailand.
can show up.
Well, that would be.
He would show up. Suzuki's there. Our team's there.
Sana he can show up for next weekend. It would be
No,
nice.
that would be good.
It'd be nice.
Will the Kaya will just be there? Who will they cheer for?
That's
Everyone.
a good question.
Everyone.
That's
They're
a
gonna cheer for
that's a
everyone.
Great idea.
They're gonna end up
Ultras.
cheering for Rudy the most. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Free
With that
admission.
smile, how are you gonna act with cheer for Rudy?
Free admission, no?
Free?
Yeah, free.
Yeah, it's BGC. It's
free, it's
you can
open
go
to
around the
everyone.
whole.
You can just go around the fence and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like.
But you know what you can try and do is have the bleachers because they on the Maracata side they can put bleachers
Yeah.
there. So what we'll do is maybe if it's not too expensive we can have them put some bleachers there.
Well, we'll have to get to work after this press con.
Yeah,
So so we can theoretically so the Ultras can like tailgate there.
yeah. Yeah.
I will take off my media hat. I will take off my media hat. Actually, nung dinidiscuss to, we haven't pitched it to Chris yet, but when we were discussing it, Bong asked earlier, or one of you, if it's for charity. We said, when we were discussing it, first, the idea was for the whole country to see the history of Kaya, the alumni of Kaya. Kasi, you know, it was a big thrill for me when I nominated Rudy with Sapphire Dream Match. I put Rudy's name, but I had to ask his permission first, diba Rudy's? Because a lot of people did not see this guy play, and I saw him play, and I was impressed. And I was a kid during the SEA Games, and watching these guys, it impressed me. So, the idea when we were thinking about this was get everyone together first and see where this goes. Charity, whether it's the Kaya Academy, we don't know. But the idea is to just get this started and see where it goes. So that's the answer to that question. We don't really have to leave that to the Kaya management to think about it. But that was part of the thinking when we were brainstorming the Arman and Eddie Balyari about this. It's an opportunity for everyone to see these guys because when you talk about Kaya now, they see guys like Nate Berkey, but wow, they never saw these guys play. Yeah, for me it was a thrill to be one of the few
Marco
people.
Nieto, another one.
Marco will be there. Marco Nieto will be there.
But in terms of charity for that match,
No, it's just
Not this weekend, but maybe in the future. Maybe
Yeah,
in
no,
the future. Maybe next year we can say we'll do a Kaya Vets versus Kaya FC charity match. And we'll
Curious lang
charge.
ako,
But
Baxter Jamaican meaning for Kaya. Sorry na
I'm not sure if
Sorry na.
Ito, I'll give you an assignment. Bob Marley has an album called Kaya.
Kaya.
And in that album, there's a song called Kaya. And you have to listen to it and then
You
decide
know,
for
you'll be
yourself
the judge.
what Kaya is.
Okay.
You'll be the judge.
Chris is shaking his head now.
But let's stick to the
Filipino.
Filipino.
Pero kaya talaga. We even use the Alibata symbols for that. Di ba?
Hindi, curious lang ako. Hindi, kaya nga all of this,
But what's interesting is I don't think any of the Kaya football players now even drink alcohol. It's like wow, so boring. They don't even touch alcoholic beverages.
Palabas natin
No, it's really good, which is really good, you guys. But
Pala nyo na yung Jamaican meaning. Sorry.
you know, nothing. They're all very healthy.
Kasi
eat well.
Yun nga nung araw kasi, sabi ko, kahit talo panalo, no, the armed forces would beat us big time, like 7-4 but we'd always score against them. We never,
Oh,
we
then
would
we-
lose big, but we'd score some.
Then
Diba?
we practiced the park the bus
Oo.
technique. And it worked.
Oo.
It worked for like the second half. Then
we
they
got all
scored.
tired.
And we got all tired.
And all that.
Pero, after the game, uwian na yung tumalo sa amin our forces team. The Kaya
Kaya
team
players
stays,
will be there.
the boys stays, and
Kaya.
have some drinks and are still having fun, di ba? So, parang kami paminsan na nanalo kasi sila
There's always
playing
celebration.
it's always,
Anyways.
Wait, didn't Roots coach the team for 1 year, right?
Coach.
Officially, so Kale would be the fourth.
Actually,
right?
yeah, you did
I coached
first
with Mikey, last
Yeah,
season.
that's what they were asking. Like when they said it's a third,
So
then
Kale is the
people
fourth.
remember.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kale is the fourth.
In the UFL, yeah.
Okay. Alright.
All right, so we have to.
Do you have it? Yeah, Carl, questions for...
For Coach Kale, since this is also a preseason match for the current batch of Kaya, what can we expect? Will we see some of the new signings that you guys have?
Yeah, we actually signed 5 new players right
Can
now.
you say who?
Wait for there's gonna be a press conference.
O dun mo na i-unveil?
Or are you going to unveil them at the except for one guy who's already who's flying?
You'll see.
You'll see.
There'll be a date.
But
All right.
Yeah, but basically what we're gonna do for the Kaya bet match will be an idea on what we will be doing, you know, for the cup, for the upcoming UFL Cup. Because I mean, it's no secret, to be honest. What we're doing is just what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then from there, we just tweak it a little bit depending on the match at hand. So that's how I do my tactics.
Alright, so you said there are 5. You just won't reveal it right now who they are.
Just
okay, no problem. Okay.
Will the current players of Kaya play there? Yeah. All the
Yes.
current players against a mixture of veterans.
All the healthy current players will be there.
What's the reaction of everyone knowing
How many will
this
play?
is gonna happen?
How will
Sorry.
What's the reaction of like your former teammates?
So
Are
maybe
you gonna
Oh,
excited about this?
They're
one?
excited.
We'll see. We'll see.
Left or right?
I was, every time I
Just went to the
see
doctor. It was his bad knee.
a Kaya player,
Ooh,
previous
bad
Kaya
knee.
player, tell them, hey, show me the Kaya Bets versus Kaya FC match. It hasn't been really officially announced, but they're like asking what's gonna be. Sure, I'll count me in. I'll be there. It's always a good feedback, you know, when I see previous Kaya players.
Any message from Santi about this one?
He's excited. He's happy that we're able to pull this together and bring everyone together. So it's always a good thing when you have the Kaya family getting together and having this game. He has a meeting today. He wished he could have been here, but he'll be there. I think on the 9th. If he's not out of town.
So it's rain or shine?
Rain or shine,
Rain or
we'll be
shine.
there. As long as there's no lightning, we will be there.
Alright.
So
Santi has been the manager since when?
2 years.
2 years ago.
2 years. Will that picture?
Yeah.
Picture for you.
There, you want-
Dito na lang sa mas photos natin. First, magtunig.
Yan, let's see, Arla. If you have memorabilia, bring it out.
Yeah,
Coming Saturday.
Are you guys gonna sell merchandise there by the way?
I have shirts, I have shoe bags.
Chris, fans
stuff
are
like
asking,
that.
are you gonna be selling merch?
I will.
Display of
Old Kaya.
some
Yeah.
t-shirts.
But I'll sell some. I'll sell some stuff.
Yes.
Kids, man.
Thank you.
We'll wait for Mang Tuning also to take the pictures.
May live in a side sa wala. No?
Dapat kita siguro yung Kaya logo, no? Paano ito?
Yeah, there in between. There.
Yan si Coach Rudy sa gitna.
I'll stand next to it.
I remember.
Yeah.
The Globe Super Cup. Super Cup, oh, in finals na tayo, di ba?
Group Super Cup, mga
Against
late
Army, we lost to
2000
Army.
Either late 2000 or late 1990s. Late 1990s.
Ay. Si Eric muna. Eric, titikan muna.
My favorite.
So, para kita yung LBC and the Kaya logo.
Okay,
The Kaya logo.
that's
I know,
literally
one,
parking the
two,
bus.
I don't want it.
Both. Yeah. You have
So-
to stay in the middle, bros. Yeah?
Where's that Kale?
Really?
What about Kale?
He's right there.
I need LBC, you know.
Yeah.
Well, sana kita yung buong, kita ba yung ano? Yung
Everything.
streamer?
The 4 guys and the 2. Oh, just, excuse me.
Okay lang, okay lang.
Mang Tuning, photo.
Tuloy.
Out of my hug, it won't happen.
I know, this is good.
Very light photo, eh? Comfortable, that's it. Barkada, yan. Pamilya, ganun ang detail.
Okay.
I want the photo there. Kailangan din tayo.
Yeah, come.
Eric, right.
Kyle, yan.
1, 2, 3.
Happy, fun photo. That's it. It's very bright. Good.
Okay.
Right.
We'll wear our serious faces on the, ano.
Guys, there's some
parking with
food
the-
there. Please help yourselves. Get some pasta, pizza.
Thank you.
Chris, we're gonna be sending, wait for the stuff from them. We'll send it out.